Welcome to a day out in Michigan. I'm Cass, and this is my day out in Michigan. I was really excited to do this project because I wanted to go to one of my favorite places in Michigan, downtown Detroit, the DIA. The Detroit Institute of Arts is one of my favorite museums, honestly, and the area is just so nice. There's so many different cafes, there's so many restaurants in the area, and it's super walkable, so there's always something happening, something going on. The museum itself has a ton of super unique exhibits. I typically like to start on the first floor, make my way around the contemporary area where they've got this super cool exhibit on a black artist there. Tons of super cool paintings. This artist does a lot of really cool work with dark shadows and light shadows. And there's this huge room where they will occasionally take in and out certain exhibits. For a while, they actually had a Van Gogh painting here. It was super cool. The building itself is real nice. It's got this classy, like, white marble kind of look to it, and there's tons of light just pouring in everywhere. I use my GoPro for this, and it captures it really well. I mean, you can see just light pouring in everywhere. Of course, there are some areas that are darker, and then this section, it was all embroidery, which was super cool to see, super fun texturally, and it's not a common medium that you would see today. I typically like to take a walk around the Italian Renaissance area. It's one of my favorites given that I am Italian, but it is just such a cool place to walk around and see tons of different oil paintings, primarily showing off what Renaissance really liked to do, which was anatomy and color. And of course, Jesus. Jesus is one of the, if not the biggest art inspirations for this time period, that and Mary, his mother. And I love digging into that kind of art history because I just think it's so cool to think about that people were so inspired by her and him. Next up, I'm walking through some more of this art gallery. I really like to take my time in the Greek and Roman areas just because I feel so inspired by the areas here. Going upstairs, there's tons more to see. There's a British gallery here where you can see a ton of brass. You can see tons of ceramic stuff. And of course, I'm always inspired by murals and statues. After a day of walking around in the DIA, I took a little time to look through one of the DIA's coolest additions, which is this picture book that you can flip through, and people have added in essentially a little card saying where they would like to go the most. I think it's such a cool idea, and the DIA is super innovative for that. After a long day, it's only natural that I go and get a little snack, and because I'm in Detroit, I can just go right across the river. Here I am in Windsor, walking down the river walk. I have plans later to go and maybe get a sandwich somewhere, and maybe come back to the park, hang out, watch the river go by. It's always so cool seeing Detroit from this angle because I often don't get to see it like this. And it's a gorgeous day, so I figured why not? The river still has a ton of ice left over in it, and over the next coming months, we'll see that melt up. Anyways, that's been my project. I had a ton of fun recording this, and that's it.
That has been a day in a life. Not really what I normally do. I don't have the money nor the time to constantly go down to the downtown Detroit and walk through the DIA, go across the river, and hang out in Windsor. But it's what I did today, so that's what I did. I think I'm gonna put this at the end of however long this video ends up being, which, based off the clips that I've done so far, we're looking at like maybe 5 minutes, maybe 4, so hopefully it won't be that long. And of course, you know, my running commentary will be consistent throughout. Anyway, that's me. It's been your boy. This has been a really fun class. I've really enjoyed it. I've learned a ton about Premiere, and I've learned a ton about video, and I've kind of found a new hobby for myself. So I have a lot of social anxiety, so even doing this right now, this like maybe minute long tangent, I'm going to have heart palpitations. So, you know, it's not something I'm gonna be doing all the time, but I've actually really enjoyed doing this. This has been really fun. So, catch you on the flip-flop. Later, skaters.